The Rana Plaza issue was a major public event, as we all saw, because it was in fact on the media and headlines for an extended number of days. And we immediately felt responsible for addressing this issue and ensuring that public attention would address some of the sources of the problem and could come up with remedial actions about what we can actually do about it. The further point was that in many such disasters which take place, and the excitement and concerns which are generated at that particular moment, over a period of, whilst it draws public attention, and it also indicates that the responsible agencies are in fact attempting to do something about it. Over a period of time, this concern slowly dissipates and gradually fades away from public memory. Today, if you look back on last few years, and particularly if you apply your mind to the situation prevailing over the course of the last year, about the only issue which remains in the public domain is the issue of remedial action for purposes of making the factory constructions more secure in response to the pressures being generated by the buyers. But the problem of Rana Plaza was a major human problem, and it related to the specific fate of the victims themselves, those who were tragically deceased have left behind families who are facing varying degrees of difficulty. Those who were injured are in fact facing problems of how they will be effectively rehabilitated, and those who were affected by, who at least survive this intact, may still be facing problems of effective re-employment, because the factories which were in fact destroyed also in fact destroyed their livelihoods for that period of time. Now these are issues which do not immediately remain in public memory and gradually disappear from visibility. Our hope was that our focus on Rana Plaza would be an ongoing exercise. It should not end just after the first year. It should keep track of this process over a period of time, so that the medium and longer term rehabilitation of the affected people in the three categories I've mentioned would constantly be drawn to public attention. At the same time, we would want to take account of the remedial actions being taken, some of which are being addressed by the programs which are ongoing for purposes of in fact upgrading the status of the factories and making them more congenial workplaces. But there are other aspects of the process of recovery which are less publicly proclaimed. Issues of how effectively the mechanisms of oversight and accountability within our government institutions responsible for these are in fact actually discharging their responsibilities, and whether any substantive change which has been effectively put in place to ensure that these issues, these problems would not reoccur, because the problem is not simply one of engineering and maintenance. To in fact really look at the problem of the construction, building, but it is an ongoing process with many other dimensions to it, which in fact were very important to this process.